And here we are.
Woo.
Now that everyone has finally made it, we shall continue the ICTU Crumbling Legacy as Chapter 1 ends and Chapter 2 begins. But what happened in Chapter 1? Players?
Are you asking for a whole damn summary of what's happened?
I nominated the
Okay, I'll
DM for something
try.
like that.
I'll try and summarize it then. Atomov's in a coma. The party, consisting of his butler, his co-CEO's daughter, and his long-lost grandson, reconverge. They deal with a monkey. They befriend the monkey.
It
Well,
was
it's
an
more an ape
orangutan.
because it's orangutan.
An 8.
Yes. They fight an ape that is broken out, that is super smart. They befriend the ape. They have a whole deal with their co CEO, Mr. Usher himself. They barely evade the mafia. They decide to stake out a bank, considering that a dangerous Jade Spider Dojo is trying to rob said bank with their technology, and the Jade Spider Dojo just fucking beefs it. It's the beefest anyone has ever beefed it before.
Don't worry,
To
Joey.
the
I know what
point at
you were
which
gonna
there
say.
is a Typhon
Yeah.
mutant that they have to fight.
Made
But,
of their own people.
indeed, as well as
Imagine if
a
that were the
revelation
civilians.
of who a
Uh-huh.
mysterious man is who might have caused some problem with the company.
Clutch.
Yes.
What the fuck's
Why?
going on with your microphone?
Why do you sound like you went outside?
I am moving a fan around to see if I can balance the
Don't do
coolness
that.
with the. Okay. Is this better?
There you go.
Yes, I think.
All right. How far did
No,
I
no, no.
go
You were
before?
still more or less audible, but you were starting to get choppy.
Yes. But yes, they managed to stop a bank robbery and defeat a mutant threat with the help of a mysterious masked man.
Ooh, we
Yep.
figured out in 2 guesses.
It's definitely
And
not Dr. Atomov. I think we've got that one down.
his legs too long, you must acquit. But as they come back, they are beset upon by mysterious masked mercenaries who want to talk directly with Sinclair himself. But we're not starting there, ladies and gentlemen. No, we're starting in 21X, 15 years ago. Hide him in the closet. What do you mean, hide him in the closet? It's a place they don't look. You say this like we've been kidnapped because I was kidnapped, Diane. Now, the doorbell rang. The door slid shut. They left view, obviously to answer, while Sinclair sat. The sign says no solicit. Well, thankfully, I'm not a solicitor. May we come in? Do we have a choice? You don't, but thank you for asking. Who are you supposed to be? She asked. Oh, nobody special. Just a man coming to collect a debt. And it seems like you're the man I was looking for. Gosh, take the glasses off and you just look just like your old man. I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, sure you do, sport. We wouldn't be here if we didn't. I mean, after all, you're Atomov's kid. Look, mister, I get the situation, but you've got the wrong house. You've got the wrong people. Just put the guns down, and we'll put you right in the right direction. For Christ's sakes, there's... Zap! The blinds went blue with light. No scream. Just a thump and a slight sound of movement. Christ, women these days. You put one gun at them and they go into hysterics. What did you do? Minor shock. A little more than a stun gun. I mean, honestly, she's pulling drama queen work and... Oh, well, this is interesting. What you doing? I'm giving CPR. She has a pacemaker, for God's sake. Really? Oh, no shit. Never tried this sort of shit before with someone with that before. Guess I better take notes. You're a psychopath. The sound of a gun clicking echoed throughout the room. Listen, Tomas. Can I call you Tommy? You know why we're here. You know what we're doing, and you know there's no hope for you. But we're men of business. We like to dot the I's and cross the T's. So, you give us the answers we need, and we might let her live. I mean, it's not legally binding or anything, but fine. The sound of the scoot of a chair. Fine. You want to do this? Let's get it over with. Now that is what I call bravery, Tommy. Now, are you the son of Alexander Atomov? Yes. Oh, bingo. Okay. The one who actually got kind of kidnapped by Dr. Zero back in the day. I should be getting autographs and dead silence. Fine, fine. It's two questions anyway. Your broad mentioned the word theirs. Now that could mean a lot of things. Could mean there's a gun or, some defenses in the home, which considering these comfy suburbs, the homeowners associations, ain't fucking likely. Now, however, that could mean there's someone sleeping, hiding. The jovial and hoppy voice got even dark, if only for a split second. Are there any other witnesses we should know about? Another pause. No, no, there's not. Oh, I see. Mackenzie? A gunshot. The sound of something splattering like jelly. What? I'm sorry there, Tommy boy. Said it wasn't legally binding. Now, if the deal didn't go through, I was supposed to torture you both, leave a real rough scene for the soups to find the following morning, but it seems your wife took initiative. Guess that's why some people call our better half, huh? So I gotta make this quick. There's the sudden sound of a man being dragged, a stool falling. Now, before we do this, real sorry to do it real quick to you after the real nice conversation. All of this is because your dad sold you out. Just keep that in your head. A slower, more humming electrical sound rose, making the whole room outside the closet spark blue. The only contrast being the shadow of the man being electrified in the other man's hands. A blood-curdling scream, the smell of burnt bacon. The body fell. We'll never get tired of that. You see that? Like an electric chair without the sponge, Mackenzie. Whew, all right. Wind up the body, shove him in the closet for the dad to see. The door opened, if just for a second. The assassin looked down at the boy with incredulity, holding something indescribable with both of his hands. What do you know, Mackenzie? They did have a kid! Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would be a stupid question to ask what you were feeling at the time, especially considering how young you were.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what you're feeling now, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, in the current moment, of course he does.
See, standing across the nucleus, your home, Doc Atomov's laboratory and personal apartment, is, to put it in the most simple of terms, the man who murdered your parents. See, his hair's grayed a bit, but it's the same dude. Same weird orange and marbled with blue clothing, loud and ugly suit, and the same shit eating grin. Desmond, You don't recognize the man exactly, but you do notice what he's done with the place. It's still neat, same way you left it, except two or three things. There are two glasses out and a bottle of scotch. Atomov's spot scotch. Now, I know that it's a bit sudden for me to come here after all this time, but we're checking up on stuff. But first off, I know that, Sink isn't the one who's running all the people below here. I'm guessing that you, glasses?
He takes a deep breath. Yes, I am in charge of this facility, and I would respectfully ask you to get the fuck out.
Oh, well, we're real sorry. I understand the way that we came in is a little
Now, where do you want me to put us on the map?
just
Good question.
you exited the elevator, so probably either there or somewhere in the hall.
So,
Now, we here at Fabricators Incorporated apologize, but you should know as well as I do, it's just business. We'll send a check or
no, it
two
is
that,
breaking the law, not business.
well, clearly you know the
If you
law
were
is
doing business, I would have been more than happy to schedule an appointment, sir.
Am I
This
supposed
is
to be at
just
full health?
rude. What?
Should I be at full health?
No, you're exactly where you were sort
Okay.
of left off. As he says, well, nonetheless, we'll pay a check or two to cover for the folks' time. But as for you, Sinclair Adam, shit, 15 years, you grew up tall and you grew up fast. Hell, I even heard you got yourself a girl. She got a pacemaker.
Either shit yourself or slit your throat.
Ah, I missed you too. Still, I understand the hurt feelings between us, and, you know, well, there's absolutely nothing I'd rather do than, well, tussle. I have a million better things. Like offer you a deal. In fact, small world. The same deal we offered Grandpa last time. We just take this ailing little company and we add it to Fabricator subsidiaries.
I heard of this place before.
You know what? Make me a history check.
Do I have advantage?
Can I give
I'll
him
say
advantage?
just from the help between you two, you heard of what fabricators, how much that Atomov opposed them. Because while Atomov is sort of science and technology for good, the fabricators are purely for evil purposes. They started during the late seasons of Nam. They went to Rhodesia during that whole horrible, horrible war. And they've been funding and giving arms and mercenaries ever since. Also, they have a chance to hire some supervillains to work for them. And you're guessing that's what this guy is. Now, I understand that me being the one sending it might be a little. What's the word? Discouraged. But I might as well, give the spiel just in case. See, we read up on the company a little first, especially who's running it. I'm guessing that, little puppy ears over there's dad is that one. Let's be frank, the man's a scum-sucking backstabber. Why not just, instead of dealing with him, why not deal with us? I mean, we'll help you along. We'll get you all in the lap of luxury. Hell, you might even be protected by Deathworn himself. As
You mean the
for,
one that couldn't catch a flaming girl?
we're working, sir. But as for that, as for the guy who's, well, causing problems for your company, we could put him in a South Asian prison for you. Have a gun in his back 24/7. But honestly, all of that is just the brochure. From me to you, we know you don't like it here. I know you don't want to be a CEO. Glasses, pup. Do you know how many people that your buddy there has killed?
He's a bit young. Can I make an educated guess?
You can certainly try with your passive history.
18.
Wow.
You did a pretty decent amount of research. It's how many would you say it is, Sinclair? I have a rough estimate, but you
I
know.
mean, I certainly don't have an exact number, that's for sure. How many years would you say he's been a vigilante?
So you were in Sparta for like 5 years, right? And that was a
Mhm.
while ago.
Yeah.
I'd say you've had 5 years since then.
Okay, okay.
My estimate was like less than 50, but more than 30 or something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
was gonna say at least 20.
Yeah. Put
Hmm,
it like 32 or something.
Sure, sure.
we'll just say, probably under 30. Nothing too
And,
scoff at. It's just like probably
hello.
under 30. Nothing too serious, in my
Really?
point of view.
We've heard it's closer to a little over 30. Those are rookie numbers, but he does it real clean.
Oh,
I mean, hey, we
that's funny.
Unlike you.
ah, I mean,
Uh,
hey, at least they can recognize him at the end of
all
the
right.
day.
Here's a question. How many bodies do you think are on my hands?
I don't know, Jeeves. You tell me.
Hmm. Oh, I stopped keeping count years ago, so I thought you would have done some research.
Forgive me, but I mostly focus on the youngin' there, so don't worry, we'll make sure. But nonetheless, he does it pretty good. I mean, we all saw the news and what happened to that awful looking mutie. The mercy killing on that screen. Real nice.
Is there video footage?
You remember the news trucks pulling in by then.
Yeah, but that was already dead and the body was liquid. So it's not like they saw the thing.
I'd say that what probably happened is that they had some of the security cameras from from the bank that like played during the news stuff.
Now that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. You know,
Well, they saw that it wasn't a normal mutant person. They were
well, yeah,
mutagened.
yeah, exactly.
Echidna core back in the vicinity? Oh
Oh my
no!
god! Wow. It's just clickbait titles after clickbait titles.
Okay.
See, we're trying to do a little something similar to that. You know, kiddo. If I may speak to you, Mono Iman, you're real fine at this. Honestly, I'm a little proud. But you're thinking too short term. See, you're just killing, dregs of society, whores, thugs, whatever you feel, honest. Meanwhile, we here at Fabricators Incorporated, we prefer to kill. Well, we wipe out regimes, we put out politicians, presidentes, warlords, the exact same scum off the earth, putting the people we like in power. I'm sure you can agree with that,
Slippery slope.
can't you? And besides, we know that this right here, the glitz, the glamour, the shitty meetings. That's not the same life you want to live, is it? Dealing with scum suckers like these. You know I'm right.
Do yourself a favor and jump off that balcony.
I'll get the door for you, sir.
Yeah. The fabricator expected that too. And, you know, we might as well set out the full deal. If you don't, well, same rule as last time. I mean, let's be frank. Your grandfather, nice poofy haired old man, being so nice. Deep down, he was an asshole willing to sacrifice his favorites. Wasn't really our fault. We just had to fulfill our end of the deal.
That's where it's wrong on that end. You chose to accept the job, so therefore it is still your fault. Shifting blame doesn't really work.
Still, you could have said no.
You say
You
you're going to do
coulda
the
just
exact same thing as the
agreed.
last time.
You couldn't have asked your stupid question.
Well, maybe you're just like him then, a sellout bastard. And
How
if
is it
that's the
selling out
case,
if he's not selling out?
well, you're selling out to the ushers.
Did I ever say I was doing that?
Desmond laughs. He's like, yeah, sure we are.
Maybe. Still, the fabricator is a very forgiving man. We'll give you a week. And if not, well,
Then what?
you ever see what happens when you tase a dog too much?
Yes.
Then you get the point. Still, I'm with providing my opportunity. Boys, you can go along your way, and me, well, you said outside was where I should go.
The balcony.
Yeah, let him take the elevator.
I do have a question before you go.
What's that, sweet cheeks?
How much would you say that every single organ in your body would be worth?
I know exactly. 50,000.
I don't
Wouldn't be
know.
worth
Based on your
No.
liquor consumption, I'd say that might drop a bit.
No, it would drop even more, especially off the balcony. You can't use anything that's gone.
No, but just let him take the elevator. It should be fine. Don't worry.
No.
That would make a mess if he. Oh, you mean
No.
regularly?
I see. My kind.
I thought you meant jump down it. We'd have to pay
No,
more
no, no, no,
money.
no, no. Just let him use the elevator normally.
I was
I'll
just say,
see.
Desmond, you were worrying about money like earlier.
Y'all are
It's fine.
argumentative bunch. But either way, I see. My kind ain't well prepared. You got a week, sink. And me, well,
You have 2
It's-
seconds.
his feet begin
One.
to slowly hover into the air as he goes, I'll see myself.
Does he fly? Does this bastard
He-
fly?
Flies.
Damn it!
Slowly
I think we found who was
glides
bothering Mo.
out the. And you see that the
No.
window was sort of cracked,
No.
leaving some of the water into place as he does float down.
Old person.
What about his men?
Old person.
The men slowly begin to file out. You did see they were heavily armed.
Yeah, once they are going in the elevator, right?
They are going in the elevator.
How long do you think it would take to repair the elevator?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll pay you back. Just let me break it.
Oh, but then we have
I
to
don't know
walk up
how
the
I'm paying
stairs.
you.
But then we have to walk up the stairs to get back up here. I don't think
Dang
it's worth
it.
it.
But nonetheless,
We should have just told them to go out the window.
See, if he were in it, I would have done it.
Yeah.
but nah,
I can't hold person the man and make him fall to his death, can I?
nah, that wouldn't be thematic.
I think it'd be pretty thematic.
Just, fuck you! And then yeah, I guess there's like if you fall 50 feet, he has a flight speed of 60. It'll be fine.
No, he's not flying anymore. He's paralyzed. He's falling.
Indeed, but there's range to hold person, isn't there?
So the initial cast, yes. After that,
The initial cast. After that, it's quite literally no matter where you go, unless the spell's dispelled or the
Or you make a
creature who
save.
spelled it.
yeah, there's no
the
breaking
person
it
who
after a certain distance.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that
just kind of
sucks.
there. What do you mean that
What
sucks?
What do you
That's
mean that
good.
sucks? As a player, that's great.
As a
You know
player,
how
that
good it
is
is
great.
to hold
but that would
something
be-
in place and then run off.
Indeed. But I will say, you are kind of glad you didn't break the elevator there, as after a little bit of time. Well, what do you do before Jasmine and Sinclair show up?
Well,
You mean
I don't know about
You mean-
Sinclair since
yeah, I
he's
was
already
saying, you
shown
mean
up. He's gonna
Sinbad?
punch a wall.
Yes. So, are we going to go kill that company's head?
Yes.
Wonderful. Let's go do some research, shall we? New business model. We are literally going to kill the competition.
I mean, hey, if it works. What about you, Ian? What are you doing?
Give me a second. I'm eating a Slim Jim.
Slim Jim.
No, you didn't snap
I
into that
forgot to buy
Slim
my-
Jim hard enough.
Nom nom.
I forgot to buy. I forgot to buy myself those freaking pepperoni sticks. They're all gone now. Anyway.
I'll be right back.
Oh, great timing.
No.
He's. Oh no, he's coming to hold person me. Oh no!
He can't kill the enemy, so he'll kill the DM.
The enemy
Life
can't
hack.
exist if the DM's gone. You know what? This will absolutely help. Not at all. I'm going to give vague emotional support to Sinclair.
Aww.
Just the distinctive sound of like just man angry. Well, punching.
Or the sound of a wall being punched.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's like one of the bulletproof glass walls, and Tony just goes, "Yes, that showed them."
Do you want me to
Tony,
do that to your wall? It'll help no one.
Tony, turn around.
You're right on that front. All right, I'm turning around.
No,
Mo's
by all
just
means, you could have stepped out of your room. I'm sure we would have taken it.
I mean, Sinclair was fine the last time it happened.
Yes.
Mo's
I
just
was the only one who
stalking in
failed
his
this
cage and just like,
In your family.
I would have
nothing.
gotten him. I would have smashed him. You were cowering the whole time. Still.
I would have!
If he
It's
had
okay.
insulated gear.
It's okay, buddy. You were just trying to think of the best possible idea.
Ooh, we should get insulated gear.
And Taz, the person you're thinking of is the speedster.
Hmm?
You said that the guy who was here was the one who was irritating Mo.
No, I know. I was saying that as a joke.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
We get insulated gear to deal with him. Can we get that, DM? Can we get insulated gear?
Perhaps later, but as for now, well, you're still comforting Sinclair.
Comfort. We forgot the quotes and comfort.
Yes.
Oh.
Stand awkwardly
Jo-
nearby.
I try to
Master,
give.
do you think we should talk to the Mafia?
Do you really think that's a good idea for this?
I don't know, it's just an idea.
No, especially after we kind of said no to their.
Well, I gave an excuse of why we couldn't.
Mm.
We
We
already
were
have the
busy.
schemer to deal with, and now the murderer wants us. Why do you think we should go to the Mafia too?
Oh, I just meant to use the Mafia to kill to kill the schemer. If not, that's fine.
Well, that's
It's just
something
a
to say in front
suggestion.
of their daughter.
No, not that. Oh, sorry, I mixed up. Sorry, that's my mistake.
Yes, let's hire the mafia to kill your father.
No, I was referring to Mr. Loud Suit Pants.
Yes, he's a murderer.
Yes, that, to deal with that company. We'll deal with Miss Missino wishes to deal with her father in her own special way.
I mean, I wouldn't. It would be a good idea, but I don't think I would be the one to want to do it.
Oh no, I meant you had your own little idea to just bring him down and not necessarily kill him, but have him suffer.
I mean, he's already doing that slowly with how much he sits around my sister who smokes constantly. He's probably already brain dead.
Quick enough.
No,
Yes,
Smoking doesn't cause
yes.
brain damage, it causes lung damage.
No, that was just
Lack of oxygen, though.
hereditary, I think.
Fair enough.
No, it's
The man-
hereditary. Oh, so you're saying that there's a chance I'm adopted? Please say yeah.
I don't even think I could have seen it, and if I did, do you think they'd take me? Oh, man. Door dings open, and
Ding.
hey, it's these two. As Jasmine sort of looks around, it's like, and of course Sinbad's behind them with, glaive, or not glaive, but what
Glaive.
shredder
type of
arm
weapon?
things,
Oh, the arm blades.
arm blades already procced, and Jasmine has her sword. She's like, "We came as soon as we could. Where are they?"
They there.
God.
Oh,
It's fine. We have more people we wish to deal with.
They just see an impact in the bulletproof glass.
just
Yep.
just fist mark. Just I apologize for not being able to
Yeah.
defend you in your time of need.
There was no
Yeah,
fight
but-
breakout. It was just a message.
A
And
nuisance, you mean?
what was
Yes.
that message?
Oh, to sell out to this profane company or whatever it was.
Fabricator.
Oh, fabricator. Why did
The
I call them?
fabricators. Oh,
Oh, the
I
liars. Yes, we will refer to them
see.
as the liars.
I would not suggest that. They are strong enough to rival my father.
Do you really think you need to tell us that?
Well,
Hmm.
I'm merely providing advice as per my role as an advisor.
Well, I'm pretty sure the young master wishes to deal with them in their entirety, and I am for one behind him 100%.
I know
I'm
I am.
aware of how powerful they are. If they weren't, I would have killed them ages ago.
I see. So, are they the reason behind your vigilantism?
No.
Sort of pauses as she's trying to scan that information, and just goes, "I understand.
It's not technically a
None-
lie.
It isn't a lie. It isn't entirely a truth. It's both."
Mm-hmm.
As
It's a
she
yes
just
and-
goes,
Damn it, Tez.
Nonetheless, while of course I would provide advice, I feel it would be counter to your decisions.
Hmm. Right, so we need to deal with the oh God, I can never remember that name.
Fabricator.
Fabricator. Why do I
fabricator.
why do I want to put a P in front of it?
You want to call them profanities.
I
You
don't
wanna
know
call
why.
Well, it's also
I don't know why.
don't-
So we need
oh,
to
no,
we
that's
need
another
to
F word. Why am I thinking
deal
of?
with we need to deal with the fabricators. We
Mhm.
have whoever. Okay, how much you want to bet the fabricators are supplying the shit for the criminals?
Possibly. I actually was tempted to. Wait, where is the hooded cobra?
Oh, yes.
Shouldn't they be
Oh
with
yeah,
us this whole
they're here
time?
too. They've just sort of awkwardly been just standing in the corner, just like I mean, personally, I would. You know what? I'm not an advisor. I'm just gonna say it. Don't fuck with those guys.
Man, how do they
What is
feel
the
watching
pro- what is-
Sinclair
what's
just
the-
punch bulletproof glass?
Like she's glad she wasn't punched.
I'm glad I'm not that glass.
I'm glad I wasn't on the opposite end of them, and I just had to deal with the weakling.
Even though they very much weren't. But that's just my personal opinion as someone who's on the lower rungs.
Yes, but did you have to deal with that company in any of your dealings?
Or your higher-ups.
If you got a deal with them, you said yes, and if they dealt with someone in your area, you didn't fuck with them.
In my experience, they say no to them.
All right, so we'll have to get.
He mentioned old man, maybe that. I just puts her hands up and just. She
It's
is
fine.
very much.
She's out of her element. It's fine.
Yes.
All right.
As
So-
for me myself, I apologize for my shoddy showmanship today. I was supposed to provide help during the robbery, but I feel as if I have spent my life preparing, and I feel as if I have failed my first mission.
I mean, I don't think you did that bad.
Right. About that, you.
Yes, yeah.
Was that even meant to be a robbery, or was that just an example?
I
That is a
Uh,
fair point.
I okay, I'm gonna be very frank. Some group just told my boss, "Hey, Big Adam Co. sale very soon. If you want to try some out, just rob a truck off the street and pick some up." And that's what we did.
And who told you
Okay,
that?
so it's
Well, my
definitely
boss.
no. He's referring. I'm
Who
pretty sure it was
told
the
your
profane
boss?
I don't know.
Fabricator!
Fabric. God damn it! Why can I not say this right?
Man, you are really bad at saying that.
Why can I not call them fabricate? I don't
don't know.
understand.
I don't understand.
I would say you're doing it on purpose, Joey, but I know you're not.
No, I'm not.
I
want-
see. The Kapakli curse has passed.
No, it's not the same. I'm saying a completely different word.
It's a completely
Yeah, it's where they
different
can't
word.
say the word.
It's I keep forgetting what the word is. I can say fabricator just fine.
You just keep saying
Ep4.
profanity. Why do you add a P?
Ep4.
There's no P in fabricator.
I know. I don't know why I won't just say the profane. I don't get it.
You just want to swear profanities at
Fabulous, I
them.
guess. Or
Anyway.
bad? I don't know. Anyways,
Anyway, I'm pretty sure it was them if they were saying that that Adam Co is going to sell.
I mean, well, she doesn't.
the
But who are
fan is back, by
you're
the
still
way.
going to. You're still going to Jasmine, or no?
I'm
Jasmine?
still just talking in general.
Okay.
Clutch, your
Whoever
fan is
hears
back.
it hears it. We are discussing.
Look, I'm just gonna be frank. I don't know, because whoever did it was smart enough to want to see my boss alone. So I don't know. They just said pick up a truck. I picked up a truck. I threatened, and it was my first robbery, and
Clutch,
I
your
think I
fan is
did pretty
back.
good.
And is back.
Oh, what? Oh,
Your
Yeah, you
fan
can
is
hear the
back.
fan.
that's right. I sort of paused for a second. Okay.
You're
Yes.
good now.
All right.
Baz, you're a bit late.
All right. Anyway, so we need. Okay. All right. So what is the highest priority right now?
Were there other time
I-
limits we had besides this 1 week?
Well, you were supposed to be doing the dinner meeting at the same time as the robbery.
Well, ignoring
Yeah,
the one
we-
we already missed.
Yeah, it was-
I already said I sent a message. We had more important things to deal with, being that someone stole our shit.
Until they get back to us, that's on hold.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Also, that meeting where we're supposed to get the weapons is on Friday. It is currently Tuesday, I think. What day is it in the
Saturday.
world?
Oh, in the
Saturday.
world.
Oh,
I don't know what day it is.
I'll say that it's currently
You think
Tuesday.
I have a calendar?
So,
Okay,
wait.
you're gonna need to keep track of those days. You should probably write that down.
In 3 days, you have
Okay.
that night will be the meeting. In 3 days. That's simple enough.
It's a good place to start listening sooner.
Alright, we'll deal with that. Would you know where this meeting is supposed to take place?
Presumably the docks, because it's flooded and most cops don't go there.
Alright, we have that to deal with. Anything else?
Just don't tell them it was me, please.
We're not going to tell them it was you.
Unless you want to come with us.
I
But no, you're a
That-
new hire. You don't want to do something like that, obviously.
that
You can
does
stay here.
remind me of something I wished to mention.
Yes.
Regarding my work with you all, I, of course, am trying to remain as a helpful advisor, but you can see her eyes sort of shift back and forth between you all before Jasmine does speak up. I will not leave your service in this time of need, but I will need to think on something.
Can we
Very well.
insight?
You can if you wish.
Sure, but none of us are very wise.
No, we are not. However, I can try.
I'm going to give myself guidance.
Cool, I'm gonna give myself nothing.
I'm also
Hi.
not going to give myself.
Oh, hey!
I'm going to. I guess I'm going to roll this with a
What the
plus one
hell?
bonus. I have to roll persuasion or deception with a +4 roll either way. So
I hope they don't
Yeah,
have
you can-
advantage.
you can all sort of just look at her. And she's just sort of. She is an expert at this, but the way she's judging your reactions right out the gates. Well, sus.
Something suspicious is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Just take care of whatever you need to deal with.
Thank you. I will return as soon as I can. Will you need Sinbad's assistance as well? Sinbad just sort of gives a bit of a stands up straight and gives a nod. I will stay if required.
We could probably use your muscle for the docks.
Yes.
Unless
Very
Jasmine
well.
will return before then, but I do not think that is the case.
Sinbad sort of looks and Jasmine does a bit of a curt nod and just goes, I will try to get back as soon as possible, but considering what I have to think
Yes, yes.
on, it is
Very
not
well.
exactly promised. Thank you, Master Line. I will be back as soon as I can. And as she leaves, you have a bit of time, enough for a long rest, I'd say.
Wonderful.
Cool, I get all my spell points back.
I get my
Indeed.
20 hit points back. I still don't know how I got that many on a level up, but I'm not gonna complain. I did the math at some
Wow.
point, but I don't know what it is.
I can't believe that you. I need to actually update that. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so now you're at 60 hit points. That is reflective.
Also,
It's
my
Dear
still
Lord,
20
I feel so...
28 hit points. I was wondering, I'm like, oh, you didn't level up? No, you didn't.
No, I did! I'm a D6!
Alrighty.
I
But
mean,
is there
I do
any-
have now a 20 in con.
Ooh. It is very. You are very strong.
He is sturdy, if nothing else.
Yes.
Alright,
Is there anything y'all wish to do during this long rest?
I mean, besides just general stuff, I mean, we gotta do
Catching
some
Z's.
catching Z. Well, preparing, getting things ready.
Going back
I
on the
guess.
couch to sleep, I suppose.
Desmond doing again research
All right. And
for deal with the fabricators
oh
and
man,
other
where to
things.
start? These guys have been in business for as long as you were working for Dr. Sin, so that was a while.
Actually, question about that.
Yeah.
I imagine Sync would have done some research on them in the past 15 years. Is there any info he would have gotten that he could tell to Desmond to help that research?
Well, they they're they are a very mercenary company, wouldn't it? And it's not that they exactly have the plans to do something. They facilitate things, whether that be, you know, a turf war in some war-torn country, uh, a tiny little dictatorship that goes under, a you've heard that they had some stuff in like trafficking or, fighting rings once or twice. But they send people, they patch up places, and they sell weapons.
Sync will convey the stuff he knows to Desmond before he starts
Alright.
looking into things.
Figure out who's in charge, where they are, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And Inu, what of you?
I am kind of tempted to ask either, well, technically both if possible, Tony and Mo, if by any chance the guy was talking about anything while waiting for us.
That is a wonderful idea.
It is.
That's actually a very good question. Make me okay. You know what? I don't think you have to make a. What is your persuasion bonus so that I could add it to their checks?
Persuasion bonus is a 3.
3, okay. And I'm gonna do for Mo
Nice.
21, and for Toonie no.
Tony
Tony
wasn't
was
listening.
Tony's just like, I'm gonna be frank. As soon as the guy came through the door, the gun people said, "Don't move." Did they expect me to move? Whatever.
It's okay,
Okay.
Tony. I didn't expect it that you'd listen. You don't tend to really care, and
They
especially when the
tend to.
gun's held up
They
at you.
They also tend to monologue their plans, and
I
I
just
don't
imagine your eyes
care.
glazed over and you went right back
Yep.
to what you were doing.
I
They told you
focused.
freeze, don't move. You turned around and walked off.
I focused on hydroponics. Yeah. As for that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, considering everybody else in the family's had their stuff going on, I was used to it. But you're doing all right with yours, right?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Good. I'm glad. As for Mo, he's just like, they gave vibe of poacher. They come in, they point gun, they poke fun. I try and find way to hack door. Then he show up. He show up through window. That weird. Me, I not like that. He start getting out stuff. They start rummaging through. They find box. Ignore box. They go for scotch or weird drink. They pour it. They drink. Some of them walk funny. This guy, he just sit there, do nothing, drink.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Is Mo saying this so all of us can hear it, or just Inu?
Well, it's the thing is, he's not saying it.
No,
He's
telepathy, but I know.
Yep.
He is actually just doing that to Inu, but he's
Okay.
doing it kind of generally, so you kind of hear it if you walk close enough.
Would you say this is close enough?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Cool. While that's going on, Sync's gonna go back in the closet.
Seems that
We'll get you can keep doing this. I just want to say that.
okay. I'll say what you find. Do you find that?
I said you can do this
you-
first. You can keep
Okay,
doing the Inu
okay,
stuff.
Fine. Sorry, me just go. Oh, that's important. Me
I
have
just
to
wanted to
talk
say that
about
before I forgot.
My box of many things. I must say what it is.
the box, the
I
mystery
realized
box.
why I said it.
Oh, fun box. Oh, fun box. Oh, small and square and dark. Oh, fun box.
There we
Oh, fun box.
go.
Check out these
Anyways.
book unlocks. Yay!
Inu,
Yes.
that is what they say. Almost like he waiting for him. He real spooky.
Yeah, I bet he was. You were very brave to be able to hear all of that and remember.
Me remember often. Often when.
Well, yeah,
done.
you're intelligent. That is
Yes.
true.
If someone have gun, usually time to start remembering.
Yeah, that is true. That is a very smart way of thinking. A lot of people can't do that. Usually they see a gun and forget everything, including how to breathe.
Yeah. Of course, then sometimes just for different reasons. Panic attacks. You can expect that.
Or someone sees a gun and is just like, dang, did I eat breakfast this morning? They forget all the least important stuff, but want to remember all the least important stuff before the actual important stuff.
Yes. Of course, me when Atomov come, he say, "You not have worry about gun," and put me here. And then what happened? Just gun, all gun.
Oops, all gun.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't promise the same thing because, as you can see, that happens. It's very likely to happen often. But at the very
Yes.
least, I can promise that anytime someone come with a gun, you can tell me, and I'll try to either help you feel better or try to fix it as
Me
best
like
as I
that.
can.
Me like that. Only person who scare me without gun is Suit Man or Mask Man.
Did you say suit man or soup man?
Yes, did you say soup man?
Suit Man.
Okay. I imagine
That's
you
the
mean
scariest-
voltaic.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But nonetheless, as you all commit to your actions, I'll say two things. First off, Desmond, you're just
Yes.
sort of researching. A lot of it's
Yes.
just that same history.
Mhm. You want me
Minor
to
thing,
roll?
if you wish, sure.
Sure, I will roll. Research history.
Or investigation, I suppose.
History investigation. That is about true.
I am
yes.
taking history.
13.
Do I have advantage?
I'll
Wait,
say
Since you got a head
you
start.
got-
Because I did get help from Sinclair, so I could
I'll say
bypass.
I'll give you two more pieces of information apart from what
Oh,
I've
yeah.
given. One is that they usually you find that there is a lot of times where they were waiting around for someone to die and then went to them to subsume their company. They're kind of vultures like that. And
Wonderful.
apparently in this research it's like apparently in like China there was a minor bust where it was both the fabricators and Dr. Sin. But apparently something went down for both of them, so there were gunshots, so that's why that happened.
Exactly how much of certain companies does this place own? Just a rough.
On a rough scale, okay, if we're going by power level, like we're on the main page,
I'm more so referring in a more legal sense.
they are a major conglomerate. They're about as big
Would
is
you say one could argue a monopoly?
that you could even?
Desmond's just going to make a note of that and maybe start a lawsuit about them being in a monopoly.
The
Perhaps.
fabricators, not the profanities.
Yes, the
Not the
fabricators.
profanities.
Yes, but
Well,
basically that, and just go through all the rigmarole so that way they go on a wild goose chase to try to kill whoever is trying to sue them for being a monopoly.
alrighty. It's going to take you a while to do that, but you begin the paperwork tonight. And you kind of focus on that, and you're sort of typing through. And while everyone else sort of works, Sinclair,
Mm-hmm.
by the mention that they rummage through stuff, you do look in that closet, and it's a lot of, it's a bunch of old shoes and a bunch of coats and suits that are too small for you, that have been sort of strewn out all over the place and sort of rummaged through. There was a box. The box was not opened. It seemed like behind it was where the scotch was.
Mm-hmm.
So either they didn't spot it or they didn't figure it was important.
Perhaps because he moved it from the first place it was.
Indeed, you did do that.
But in that case, would you say that in the briefcase that Sink keeps his scythe separated in, there would be room to put this box?
If you wish.
He's gonna put it in there just to keep it on him and safe.
Alrighty. As you sort of put it in, what is your dexterity mod?
+3.
Okay. As you're sort of slipping it into place, you do realize that there's a little piece of paper caught on like the edge. A little slip.
I look at the paper.
As you flip it open, it's a tiny little label. For Sinclair.
Wonderful. Wish I saw that the
What?
first time around.
Apparently it didn't, but it during the jostling, it must have slipped out. But okay, nonetheless. It's a slow night. It's
Back on
that
the couch.
uncomfortable quiet after so much shit happens. And everyone's tired. And nothing seems to happen. Even breakfast is sort of slow. Until there's a ding at the elevator. Who is it? Looking a little, well, worse for wear. A little sweaty, clammy looking. Is in street clothes. Oh, hey, it's Bernie.
Oh, look who it is.
Hey, guys.
You
I
need to
heard
work on
about.
your naming schemes, Benny.
Long time no see, right?
What do you mean?
He pulls out the picture. He slides the picture.
I'm gonna roll a deception check with
Oh, he can roll
disadvantage.
whatever he wants. I am not believing him.
He's gonna roll it with disadvantage.
Wow.
17. What? No.
You
What?
still
you
have
you kind of fucked it there, buddy.
Hey,
Come
Clutch.
on,
The sheet name.
Look at the name.
Yeah, no, and it's very obvious is the thing. I will switch it back to normal, but it does sort of fit, especially now because of whatever it is. So it's like, no, come on,
I like to imagine as he's saying this, he just has the mask in his pocket, like hanging out.
He's got like a backpack on. You see, like one of the gloves is hanging out of it. Come on, that really weirdly handsome dude. No,
He wasn't that
I
handsome.
never said he was handsome.
we believe him. You do?
Me-
Yeah, see, I just come on. Just
Mo of all
just being
people.
Oh,
like,
of
my,
course.
just that uncomfortably good grin. Just like, I can't wait to hear how he gets out of this. Come on,
Well, remember
guys,
to give
there's
him his
no.
glove back later on when you get him again.
Well, come on. I mean, like, come on. What evid? What?
Mm-hmm. Take your time.
You got
Honey, quick, your
this.
fly's down.
Who did you?
Does he respond?
Where did you? She does look down, and then he just goes, "Look, what? She. What's your passive perceptions, actually?"
Well, you see.
You
11.
keep asking me this.
12.
It is 12.
Oh, yours went
11,
I
up?
12,
think mine's actually
13.
10.
11, 10,
Nope,
11,
still
12.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Still
Okay.
10.
We're not
10,
for the
11.
passive perceptions.
You do? I'll say, you know what? It's Desmond who sees this. I'm sorry. It's usually this, so I'm like, huh, someone spots it. But Desmond, you do see for a second he sort of looks to Tony, and Tony just goes. He gives a bit of a gesture, just. So, who did you send that picture to exactly?
Oh, no one important, just John Warden.
Your old boss.
John is why would you?
That was before we knew it was you! Someone broke into the building and riled up Mo. I wonder why.
I didn't mean to rile up Mo. It was the
Well,
first
you
time getting
broke
the
into-
powers. I just.
As far as we know, you broke into the building and were causing all sorts of We thought you were another supervillain.
Okay, you know what? I'm just.
There was no evidence of you anywhere on the computer. So therefore, you had no precedence. So therefore, I couldn't make if you were a bad or a good guy.
I'll just explain. I have a way that I did this. No, I'll show. I'll show you. Just, but for this, it's just I found out how to do this sort of, and as soon as I did for the first time, apparently the whole thing with Atomov happened. The coma, that, yeah. So I
Please?
had to tell someone, and the orangutan was right there.
Okay, I have a quick question. Bernie's the
Yeah.
one with the drug problem, right?
Yeah.
Please tell me you didn't find a way to make drugs give you superpowers.
I think it's better if I. He looks at Tony for a second. Tony, should I? You've dug your grave so low, you're hitting bedrock. Go on, show them. Just make sure that this is okay. Okay, it's not drugs. It's technically not drugs. It's good. I'll show you. You know, just single. I'll show you. Mo just sort of looks and goes.
Swear to God, if
Uh,
you made him fucking whatever snowflake from DC or whatever it was, the one whose
Then-
superpower is using cocaine.
Mo's already like sort of peeking out the way, like, can me go to take notes?
Sure, Mo, you can take notes.
You're not allowed to touch.
Me promise me no touch. Me promise me no touch. Just goes puts on like, well, he doesn't have a lab coat, but he does have like a little book that he sort of writes in. As Tony just goes, yeah, you guys have fun. Desmond, before you go, I was aiming to go, so could you stay with me while I put on my suit?
Yes, sure. Are we going somewhere? I thought he was doing this here.
Well, I have it down in the lab.
Yeah, sure. I'll stay
It
with
is-
him while he does the thing. I thought the lab was okay. It's fine.
There's labs, but there is a main lab, and we're going to get to that. I
Okay.
take it that the rest of you are sort of following Bernie
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that, because
Yeah.
he's starting to look a little more excited as he's getting that. But as everyone else sort of starts to file out, Tony begins to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
And you're used to seeing how Tony does stuff. He's got like the pock marks on his skin from the burns, sort of thicker stuff. And you can tell that the sickness sort of spreads off of him. He's sort of thin. And he goes, I wanted to talk to you about
Yeah.
something. Okay,
What's it?
how do I say this exactly? I mean, you, I guess of all the people, well, it's you and Inu that I
Mhm.
kind of trust the best with this stuff. And I don't want to tell Inu first.
All right.
He sort of judges your expression before he says anything first.
Mhm.
What is
He's
your
giving it. He's giving
oh,
a serious expression. He's giving his attention to him and everything.
the I went back to do some checkups with Dad. The disease is well, real acute for me, so it's starting to hit the immune system and the nervous systems.
I see.
Doc's saying, I got a year at most.
Yeah.
The only person people who know are me and Dad, and he's dealing with it in the usual way.
I understand. Man, you should probably tell Inu, but
I know.
I'm not going to say anything to give you
Good.
any false. Oh, I was going to say I'm not going to tell her. I'm going to assume you will tell her. But I'm
Course,
also saying that if Dr. Adam does recover before your time is up, maybe he could do something.
maybe. But hey, as he sort of puts on the hazmat and sort of
Mhm.
clips on the things. I mean, hey, worst case, I can see you as a first-hand guide to hell or whatever.
Yeah, depends on which way you end up.
Yeah, knowing those ushers, probably the lowest circle.
Well, sins of the father do not fall on sins of the son.
I'll consider that.
All right.
And with that,
Yes. Yes. I found what the superhero or super villain's name is Snowflame.
yeah,
Would you like
Snowflame, the cocaine-powered supervillain.
Yes.
I'm
He
well
gets
aware.
super strength, super pain, and immunity to pain and pyrokinesis.
And then he dies by accidentally blowing himself up until his sequel
Oh,
version comes
and
out.
the ability to give his targets an instant contact time.
Indeed. I remember watching the documentaries for that, and I'm like, well, you'll see, but I'm like, how do I make that not exactly the case here? But either way,
All right.
you head down in the elevator as it goes up and then down, so it takes you a while, but Sinclair,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very
Mm-hmm.
interesting elevator of the clone, the monkey,
Is there
or
even
the ape,
room?
and there is, as you begin to make your way down that elevator shaft. You can see Bernie's just sort of, I, before I, tell, um, his eyes look to both of you and just go, What gave it away?"
The fact that you called me a name that no one else knows.
Well, you've been this vigilante for a while. I thought maybe, it was sort of out there, Dark Reaper. It's a generic name. People use it.
And yet I didn't go public about that.
I mean, I fooled some people, right? You knew you were fooled, right?
No, I just kind of. I just didn't want to hurt your feelings.
I, I mean, See, that's why I should have, well, I tried to get the hair in, but you know how our hair works. It's fucking impossible. You have to shove it in like 19 ways.
You
Look, it's fine.
say that as if your whole body's covered in it, like mine is.
Well,
You have just the head of hair.
I know, but it's.
I have it worse.
I know! And that's how you know it's worse!
A swimming cap would have helped you.
Fine. I'm seeing it now. Hindsight is always 20/20. Fine.
And you still need to wear glasses for those.
I just, and Dad says that you're the one who ended up with the worst genetics.
And Inu's having this conversation from outside the elevator.
As you're just constantly
Roll 20 was
bickering
being
like
difficult,
normal.
so I just did not.
As you all slowly make your way to
Just in time for the map to change.
the Morphic Lab.
And
Man,
crystals.
I love end crystal. Dang it.
Behold, the
Big
problem
time.
that I had with end crystals for like half an hour.
You could have just asked me if you didn't know.
Nah, I figured it out.
Fair
But
enough.
nonetheless, it is a large room despite how cluttered it is. There's
Goals.
scores of books and library stuff, old technology sort of piled up in the corners. You swear you see a CRTV over there.
My favorite
But it
type of
is
TV.
a very old room, graying brick and tile floors, one of the few places Desmond's workings haven't been able to completely reach for renovation. But the main reason why that is very clear as you sort of enter. This old lead-lined metallic pod containing Atomov's claim to fame, the morphic molecule. But, besides that, as he sort of moves around a little bit more chipperly than he used to, Bernie, he sort of makes his way to the desk, and you see that there's a little caged rat. Huh, neat. What do you two do before, Desmond gets down?
Stand there and wait.
Yeah.
Okay. You can sort of see that he's just sort of, all right, let's just see. This is good. This is good. All right. All right. Okay. And I guess I'll just, right. Okay. So, and he turns around sort of dramatically to look at you all and is like, so, but well, let's start this science with a science question. Have any of you heard of the pistol shrimp?
No.
Am I down here yet or no?
I presume that you're like just starting to get down as you get into this old ass room with, of course, the morphic molecule. It's the one place you haven't been able to renovate yet.
Yes. And
Okay.
do I hear the question?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Sure.
can you
Yeah.
question again? Just want to make
Have
sure I heard
any
it right.
of you heard of the pistol shrimp?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, of course, I sort of talked about it with you. You knew, but it moves fast enough, Sinclair, that it moves with each snip of its claws. It creates an implosion bubble and atomizes the air around where it snaps. See, that's what Atomov had as the concept behind morphic molecules on a real basic level. Changes of any sort of matter. But, don't take my word for it. Take, as he sort of wheels over one of the old CRTVs, take, as he pulls a tape, plops it in, take Doc Atomov's, or your grandpa's way of saying it. Of course, if you don't want to see it, just let me know. Let me know. I am, sort of awkwardly stands in the background as it begins to whir up. And the tape looks kind of old. I picture you all are sort of, vaguely paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. It is when Atomov was a little bit younger. He still got a lot of his brown hair and was, a bit thinner. His hair was still kind of thinning, but it was like the 70s or 80s. Hello, and welcome to one of my favorite studies, the study of the morphic molecule. I found it while exploring deep under the ocean, I was fighting Captain Kraken from space at the time, but it was nonetheless important.
Yahar!
It is, when I did find it, it was in very small concentration around areas of extreme activity. You see, it is the entropy. When it moves, it morphs. And what you can see in this, and he holds up what appears to be a very small sort of tankard of it. Well, large. It's about the size of a cooler. Sort of show it off. This glowing sort of magenta atom that you can see a bit more protected inside the vial before you all. What you see here is that concentrated energy in high concentration to the point at which it is a single molecule, and it is the strongest power of it on planet Earth. Now, I want to prove this to you, of course, considering that many of you, my dear providers to my company, should be seeing this. After all, you have seen many of this from the beginning. And I believe that perhaps I could show you one of my cooking recipes. As he pulls what appears to be from a truck nearby a bushel of apples, plops it down. They're gala apples. Pulls one, sort of rubs it on his shirt. Now, as you can see here, crunch is a very delicious apple. It is one of the first things I studied when doing biological material with this subject. Now, if I put it here, and just slowly begins to put on his goggles and moves back, and then we increase the amount of the morphic molecule to 5%. It begins to. The entire tape gets a little fucky. It's like almost static, but also like the whole thing is warping a little bit, and then it sort of goes back to normal. At 5%, we have turned this apple, and he holds it up. It is a slice of apple pie into a lovely pastry. I would not advise you eat it. Every time I have tried it, it's tasted like snails. But nonetheless, I believe that what I have found here is one of the greatest discoveries in this modern decade, and who knows? Maybe people who are much brighter and much smarter than a simple old man such as me will find ways. But nonetheless, until next time, Atomiers. It slowly begins to, tone out as he pauses it and stops it immediately. Okay. So that was what it did then. Now, I'm going to show you how I found what I found. And before I do it, do you promise not to judge me? I'll take that as a no.
I won't judge you, but I may.
No.
Based on this, I feel disappointment, but I don't want to do that to you. So I will do my best not to.
I will not promise that I won't judge you, but I will try my hardest not to.
Sink just
Okay.
stares at him.
I'm better at judging you how you sort of see and emote than most Sync, but I'm gonna take that as a maybe. Do I have that right? Maybe.
Sure.
Okay, that's good. That's great. That's better than I expected. Okay. Whew. Okay. He begins to slowly move towards the table with the rat and, the big pod of the molecule. Now, during the whole kerfuffle recently with you know, New Pine City's big superheroes, the SLJ, there was a, well, burning of a factory, and, well, when Usher sort of funded a lot of the resources to clean it, he found, well, some. And with a pair of tongs and gloves, he pulls a small vial
Oh no,
of,
Bernie, no.
of Typhon mutagen.
Bernie, no.
Now stand back. This is, of course, we saw what happened. We know what happened. However, let's just watch. As he's trying to find the words, he slowly pulls it with the tongs, moves it across, and then into a container, places it down, puts the tongs aside, closes the top of the container. It's a container, and then a vial, and then inside is that is the mutagen. All right. Now, I recommend everyone put on some goggles. And he gets goggles for himself. He even puts goggles on the little rat. And then just sort of tries to pass them to each of you.
Go put on the goggles.
Indeed.
Oh,
He
I'll
tries
put
to
on the
give
goggles.
some to Tony, but Tony just looks at him.
So what am I gonna do with these?
Puts them on the hazmat suit.
Bernie,
Right.
Bernie,
Um,
this is why you need to be more observant.
I
I'm trying
I
my
know,
best
I
to
know.
have.
I
I'm
don't.
trying my best to have faith in you as my brother.
Don't
You're
ruin
losing
my.
it.
Come on, Inu. Don't ruin my mojo here. I just.
We're trying not to.
Okay. So we are going to turn up the morphic energy to 25%. And with that, he begins to move to the same controls that you saw in the video. They're much older now, and you can literally hear the of the sort of turner as the container slowly begins to open up a little bit more, and you can see the molecule begin to glow. It goes. And everything for like just the barest second starts to get a little weird. That magenta color sort of fills the room, and of course, considering magenta is the absence of color, it looks unnatural. Everything sort of vibrates, but not in the way that like an earthquake would. It feels as if your teeth are moving in your mouth a little bit, and your sight begins to sort of expand and shift outwards into what seems like a red and blue 3D filter for just a second. All right. I think that's as best as we can get that. Let's turn that down. Everything slowly starts to go back to normal, but the whole time, who's been focusing on the vial? What'd you say?
The vial?
The vial of the mutagen.
I mean, I wouldn't say
Inside the.
focusing, but Sync would be looking at it.
Alrighty then.
Just kind of looking about.
Alrighty then. As you're sort of glancing to that and at that, you see that there is, well, while you were looking at it, it was sort of shuddering as well. And when the vial was turning blue, and the mixture of the liquid was slowly beginning to bubble up and billow outwards, sort of becoming steam after a fashion. It's completely gaseous inside that little itty bitty chamber that he put it in. All right, that should be enough. So, during this whole time, I was able to create what I like to call. One second, let me see if I can get the proper title for it. Sorry about this, 1 second.
Mhm.
It, one moment.
One.
I call it morphic adrenochrome xenoplasty, better known as Max. At least that's my name for it, because, if you mention anything near Typhon, people start to get nervous. But through my tests, and, I didn't test it on myself here. I tested it on this little fella. It eventually starts to move towards the rat. Now, none of you got rat problems, do you? Or scares of rats? Or rat phobia? That's the term, right? That's the term, right?
Nope.
No.
Not the term, but we get the point.
Yeah.
Okay.
None of us are afraid of rats.
Good, because well, it spooked me the first time, and as he begins to shift it, he begins to open it. The rat moves fast around the room, faster than you've ever seen a rat move, to the point in which it's not even a rat; it's the blur of a rat. All right. Okay. You're over there. You're over there. You're over there. And Inu. There's a little bit of cheese over there. Grab it, please.
Oh, okay.
All
I
right,
will grab the cheese.
all right. And as you begin to sort of grab the cheese, the rat's on top of it. You didn't even see the rat on top, but the rat is now in your hands with the cheese.
Cheese rat.
Cheese rat.
Have the cheese rat.
Okay, I have one question.
Is it the question I expect?
How do you make sure that it is always this effect and you don't get some random effect?
I wondered the same thing too, but apparently when you put it up to the morphic molecule, the randomness of the molecule and the randomness of the mutagen, it just ends up with this. You get stronger, you get faster.
Can I roll an Arcana?
You can try.
I don't know if it'll help, but this does not seem right. You have two chaotic forces that, when combined, give you the same exact thing every time. Is that what I'm understanding?
So far, it seems like that, but this is coming from Bernie. He's kind of trustworthy, but I don't
I'm
know.
not saying he's not trustworthy. I'm saying this is weird.
How about a
It
26?
really is, and as you sort of look at it, it's like it kind of feels like he backwards long jumped his way into some sort of like demon ability where sometimes if you have like type 0 demons, they move fast, they think fast, they eat fast, and usually they are in varying shapes of movement. So I mean, maybe if it
But
moves
these
fast
effects.
enough, it tends to stay into one way.
Okay, I have a question. When the morphic molecule is normally applied to something, is that change permanent?
Not forever.
Typhon mutagen is permanent.
Debatable. Sometimes no one has researched it yet enough to know. But as for this,
But this is not permanent.
no, it doesn't seem to be. Now, I do get my vague side effects where all the muscle tissue sort of reduces back to normal, but so far so good. So far so good.
Let me just say this once, Bernie. If
Yeah,
you become
yeah.
a villain, I'm not going to hesitate to put you down.
I wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, considering it's you.
I'm going to look Bernie dead in the eyes.
You know what? While you're doing that, you'd make me an investigation check right quick.
Okay, am I allowed to add guidance?
Sure. Fuck it.
Do I have advantage?
And I try to intimidate him for that advantage.
Sure, you can try.
I didn't even get to say what I was going to ask him.
With what I just said, I feel like I can try to intimidate him. No.
I'll say that works for it because you see that as you look to him and you sort of shake him for like a half a second of him like, oh, you're here. You notice that he was sort of very intensely looking into Sinclair's eyes for a second.
And what
You
does
don't-
that mean?
He had a look in his eyes while looking at Sinclair for that brief
A
period
good
of time.
look, a bad look, what kind of look?
I'd
You're
say
not the best with human emotions is the
I
problem.
think I'm pretty good with human emotions, damn it.
You're pretty decent, but like sometimes when it's
experience.
something really deep.
I said that.
I say that
It's-
Inu rolls insight, so we all roll an eye roll.
Well, let's.
All right,
You
whatever,
can
it's
kind
fine.
of very clearly tell. Well, I'll say this: with your nat 20, you see that there's sort of. He was looking at him, and he's in a completely different mindset while looking at Sinclair. Almost a little, not misty-eyed.
Is it because of what Sinclair said, or just because of Sinclair?
You can't tell.
Okay.
But he
Alright.
was sort of looking at you with like a. He's being truthful, but you can't place where behind that is. It's like
All right, now
some sort of really like one of the most human emotions. Like kind of weird.
here's the question.
Yes,
As I look
yeah.
him in the eyes, is it addictive?
I don't know.
I am just making sure.
I don't think it's as far as I
How
know.
many times have you done this to the rat?
To the rat just once. It's because that dose was enough for it to keep going. But for me, it's like
So this was the second
takes about-
time.
yes, second time for the rat. And for me, I usually, if I have to do this, I take one dose.
And
It's
how
on that
long in
level.
between?
For the rat, it was
No, for
that
you.
usually lasts 24 hours. For me, it's like 3 hours.
3 hours, and in between uses, what's the longest you've gone?
Okay, so the first day was the first day of that. Then there was a little bit of time for that meeting thing that Dad didn't invite me to.
Have you taken this every single day?
No. Just there was a day in between.
Every 2 days.
That is the longest you've gone?
Well, because there was a big old fucking problem, and I wanted to fucking help.
Okay, all right. I understand that, but I'm just trying to gauge it because you are.
I say,
How long have you been testing on this rat?
like a week before this? I thought I would have like a.
into human testing.
Because there was shit was going wrong. This is New Pine City. There's crime everywhere. I want to do something.
Potentially killing
perfectly
yourself
under-
for nothing.
Bernie, this could be shaving years off your life.
I'm trying to.
I understand that, and I know it's coming from a good place, but let me tell you one of my favorite things that I've heard over the years. Good intentions pave the path to hell. I have seen it many times.
For all you know, you only have a year left to live.
You always look like I have a year left to live. Tony just sort of goes, look, besides that point, I weirdly kind of agree with him. Because, like,
I'm not saying that he's
There's, like-
not, that he shouldn't be able to do. It's the point that he did not do enough, give it enough time to see how safe it was on his body. That is what
Yeah.
I am saying.
But it's
I am
either
not
that or he's
saying-
doing his stupid shit. I don't do You do stupid shit, Bernie. I'm just gonna put this politely. I think it's good within reason.
We're not saying it's not. It's a very impressive thing that he has managed to do. It's just the fact that he decided to test it on himself only a week after testing it on a rat.
See, that's what. Wait, hold on. I need a voice for. See, that's what I said, too.
Is it only one rat?
God damn it, Vib. What are you doing here? Like I said,
When did she? What?
she's sort of standing in the doorway nonchalantly, just sort of watching all this. Like I said, she should have tried it on, bigger stuff. I'm not a scientist myself, exactly. You start with a rat, then you go a little bigger, then maybe you do the orangutan, and then yourself. But
Oh
no,
dear
you
Lord!
just wanted
Do
to get a new.
not give it to Mo.
Isn't Mo here with us?
Mo is
was
indeed here with you. He's
not.
just like,
Mo, you cannot take this.
We are you promised you wouldn't touch.
just takes note. Do not do.
Isn't there supposed to be a step where you test on multiple of the same animal first?
Well, I'm not
skipped a lot of
exactly
steps.
getting funding. This
How
Look, the
expensive are
fact
rats?
that Dad is allowing you to do this is
I don't think
funding
that's the
enough.
problem.
I am pretty sure if you really wanted to, you could just ask and we put the exterminator on to catch alive. If you really wanted some rats to test on.
I honestly feel like it's
Again, the only issue we really have with this is that you jump the gun and that you may be literally killing yourself.
and beyond that, there's not much we could really do with it. I, for one, have been saying this is kind of a bad idea, especially considering some stuff. And besides, what? Look, I know that you're trying to not be a fucking failure, Bernie, but why is this the choice you're making here? Well, what if Dad knew? Huh? What if Dad knew that
Oh, he turned this into a weapon.
Exactly.
Also,
Oh yes.
Ernie, I do have one question. I have a different question. This is not on your thought process or any of this. It's a scientific question. How does this affect your healing factor?
The problem is with that. Can I explain? Do I have to explain this? No, I don't.
Just give me a straight. Does it make it better or worse?
From what I've seen, a little better, but the problem is that considering the downside, it only lasts like 3 hours. I haven't really gotten too hurt while doing it, so I don't know.
All right. DM, do I think that if we could somehow tweak this, could this maybe help Tony?
If you thought about it, maybe. Problem is, that would take years to figure out.
I am aware of this. But say we had some, I don't know, a super genius take a crack at it.
If you gave it to Doc Atomov, maybe, but that entirely depends on his
Yes. All right.
return.
So
The
I am going to. I don't want to get his hopes up though.
DM, I have a surprising question.
Yes.
Given the way that Sinclair is, I have a question for Bernie.
Sure.
The way you're describing it, are you sure it's not shaving away your own body's resources?
I,
Do
he's
you have a way to
looking.
test it on yourself?
He's been looking at these two constantly, and Desmond mostly for talking. But then when you say that, it sort of gives him a bit of pause, as he sort of. And you can see there's a bit of a frown that's trying to spread across his face, but he's trying to fight it. He's just like, Sink, you know as much as I do what this cause that you and I signed up for, and even went AWOL for. You went AWOL, I sort of dropped off. Is for, and what else would it be if I just stood by and did nothing? This is good as me. I mean, that's why you and Inu went out there. That's why you all still do good. I don't want to just sit here like fucking. Oh, yes. Yes. Blame me for trying to keep this company afloat. That'll do great, Bernie.
Is this Viv talking?
This is Viv talking. Just, you know it.
Viv, don't you have a cigarette to choke on?
I don't know. Don't you have a hairball?
That's a cat.
I know. And you're acting like a pussy. Nonetheless, I just wanted to make sure you weren't killing yourself, Bernie. Besides, I'm already doing this stuff, and frankly, as long as you're not dead, it's fine enough. You won't tell Dad about this, right? No, I don't think he'd have the time.
I guess we should. This is like private whisper to Saint Clair.
Mm-hmm.
Should we inform Viv about the hostile takeover attempt?
What? No.
Also,
No. Okay.
during this, interestingly enough,
Mm-hmm.
Sinclair,
Eh.
as Bernie was sort of looking to you, there was something in his eyes that you could sort of see, but he wasn't exactly saying. I'll allow you to make either a insight or persuasion check.
Insider persuasion, you say? I have a question before I do that.
Yeah.
You say in his eye. Do you mean like something physically in his eye or a look in his eye?
A look.
Okay. Well, it's the exact same thing, so,
I mean,
No, I mean, roll-wise, it's the
could
exact
be
same
the
thing.
intimidation. Could be intimidation. You
I'll
sort of
take it.
spooked it down. You see, the man, he doesn't have a lot. I mean, you've seen the ushers. Tony's got his secrets. Viv's got his secrets, and Inu's strangely well adjusted.
But they
But
still got their
Bernie
secrets.
has a little bit of secrets, but you just saw them all shook away. And to put it plainly, the man looked at you like you're the only one he trusted, and maybe a little something, shall we say.
So was my immediate thought earlier they didn't vocalize true? He's the one who wanted to marry Sync?
Possibly.
Oh dear fucking lord. Bernie, keep in your hands, Bernie.
The moment you said he had like a twinkle in his eye.
Bernie just just like dreamy, looking for half a second. Just ooh.
I don't think Sync would
You're
even
looking at
notice it.
right
That was just me from your wording.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just you can
I-
sense
I'm-
that there is some innate closeness that he has with you, even if you don't have it with him.
God, that would make what I was about to do even worse for Bernie and yet better.
Go on ahead.
Well, no, I'm not going to, but if it was like a physical thing in his eye and not just a look, I was going to have Sinclair literally push him against the wall to look in his eye and see what it was.
Aw.
But
But no,
I don't think Sync swings that way.
Man, that's one of my siblings gone. I'm pretty sure he would have had a heart attack from that.
Oh no! Not now! Not another one!
There's not another one.
What do you mean another one?
I mean, Tony's on a time limit. You know.
Oh,
how it
I
is.
thought you...
Yeah,
He's about to
because
clock
Eno
out.
doesn't know about Tony. It's just like,
Yeah.
dang. Well, at least I still have one. I'm sorry to tell you this.
I'm sorry, you only
I'm
have
sorry to
Viv.
tell you this. It's only Viv.
I'm
Enjoy.
afraid you're one brothers on a time-limited basis.
Switch places, please. I can't live with just her.
Okay.
If only.
As
Don't worry, we may
Bernie
have
ju-
a fix for Tony.
Bernie just
Well, I
sort of
still don't
gives
know
like
this, so.
a bit of a
Yes.
deep breath and just goes, if it means that I can do good in the world, then what I have doesn't matter. You'd agree to that yourself, Sync. I know it deep down.
Yes, because that's all I have. You are different.
My point's made.
Your point sounds like you want to be like me.
Why wouldn't someone? You're good at what you do. You
And
stop
what he
villains.
does isn't very nice. Sorry, I had to do that.
I know. Either way, I'm sorry if this was out of the blue or super wrong.
It's not that it's wrong, it's just you jumped the gun.
A little bit too much.
I just
Just make sure no one else finds out that you know how to do this.
I won't, especially Dad, because Lord knows
Mhm.
he'd have another stupid heart attack or something. I mean, honestly, that would be a benefit on his part, on everyone's
mean,
part, but him.
In
but,
all
you know.
honesty, if you were to switch places with Atomov.
In the coma?
Yes. I wonder if we could do that.
No.
Link you.
What?
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 It's superstition.
Your demon is showing.
Oh.
It really is.
I
It
just had
really
the crossed
is.
my mind if it were even possible. I don't even know if it's possible. I've never actually tried anything like that. But I have heard stories of that. I wonder if Julie knows anything.
But either way,
She wouldn't do that though because she's like,
as you're all sort of sitting here discussing this deep down, there's not on the elevator, but that little beeper that Mr. Warden gave you all
yeah, what now?
is going again.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Do you
And-
pick it up?
Yeah.
I'll pick it up.
Wait,
All
first,
right,
first,
test,
does this room
test,
have
one.
reception?
It is very low. Because
Great.
there are no windows.
We'll go up as
And
Alright.
then do it.
Back to the nucleus again with Mo.
I'm not still holding the rat, am I?
Do you wish to hold the rat?
I think Bernie will have a heart attack if it leaves this place.
Yeah, I was say I'm so tempted to just look him in the eye. This is mine now. But no, I would like to give it back to him.
He does sort of give it back and just goes, I'll make sure that I do more tests. Don't worry. I'll just,
Just don't get yourself killed. That's all I care about. What you're doing it is good. I just care about you.
Yeah. I suppose it's best if that's happening and not anything else. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I mean, I usually am.
Bunny,
Right?
have you been taking notes and doing this properly?
Oh, yeah, I have them. Let me. As he's sort
Yes,
of
give
going,
me.
that's when the.
That was like, give me.
Are you sure it's a little thick for
Can make do. I have a basis knowledge of a lot of this stuff.
If no one else wants to wait for the elevators leaving.
We're going. We're going. Just
awkwardly, everybody
just-
sort of
just-
hustles in.
Just email it to me, something, so I can go over it.
Sinbad just sort of
It's the pager
pauses
just keeps
as
going
everyone's
off.
going up and just goes.
Yes,
I,
then
for
talk
one,
to
would
them.
probably. I mean, side effects, that could probably help us. All things considered. But, I mean, if you need a test subject.
No, we're not.
My life is the least meaningful out of all of you. It would be fine. Either way, as you head back up and you get the reception. Come on, pick up the phone. Oh, it actually turned on. Hello?
Yeah.
We
Hello?
were
Oh.
in bad reception.
Ah, that explains it. Yeah, so good job with the bank stuff. Of course I didn't have my gun loaded for that one, but for this one,
Really
it did at least go kind of good. Except for now, because, well, I'm heading to the situation fast as I can, and it don't look good. Apparently another one of those groups is trying to do the thing Jade Spiders did. Don't know which one it is. They got armed groups.
Do they have one of our vans again? Please tell me they don't have one of our vans again.
Should I tell you, or should you figure it for yourself?
Just say
I
it.
did not get an alert that one of our vans was
How
stolen.
many fucking vans were stolen?
How many vans do we have?
I
To
thought
be
it was just
stolen.
one.
GM, tell me, do we not have an alert system to let us know when our goddamn vans are stolen?
See, the last one was sort of that, but as you're sort of trying to feed the notes, oh, hey, it did come up. There is an alarm for it.
It's just delayed, or it happened right this second.
It happened very recently, as you do see it came up like 2 minutes ago.
Or we were in bad reception when it happened.
Yes.
That is also true.
Okay, it was just stolen. Okay.
Apparently,
Push this button. Recall all the damn vans. All the vans back here. We are not dealing with this. We are fixing this issue.
Indeed. But you can see where the other one is going. As it
Yes.
seems to be going to a place called Blue Town. And y'all don't even need to make a roll for that, because Blue Town is the bad side of town. Oh boy!
Sounds right to me.
All right, everyone in our newly acquired vans.
Yeah, I just advise a bit of coolness. They're apparently trying to, it's apparently for some sort of gang war shit.
Do they have another giant tank of mutagen on the side of it?
Not this time, although for some reason everyone who was using it can't see their faces.
All right, let's just go.
Mm-hmm.
Get
All
the
right.
fucking van. We are just.
Indeed, as Hooded Cobra just goes, should I stay or
You want to get
go?
involved in the gang war?
I mean, there's a bunch of gang wars in Blue Town. You better be more specific.
Like we know which one.
Yes, I'm your guide.
Oh, all right.
And with that, I will ask, do you want to stop here and continue next week with that gang war? Because it's a bit long. Or do you want to take a little break and then when we get back, we get into it?
I can keep going if people want to keep going.
Depending on how long said break is, it might just be better to stop here. But I am fine to keep going.
So everybody feels okay with it?
I don't think I give that. I said I would like to keep going, but I don't think I get that option.
Oh, that is true. You have to wake up in the morning.
Oh yeah, you do.
Among other things.
How much longer do you think you could go?
It's
If
gonna
any?
take me like 10 minutes to be
So I
right
say we
back.
just stop here then.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
It's a good
Back
stopping point
hates.
anyway.
I am
Next
being
time.
threatened at child point to make cookies. That is why.
Oh,
I see.
oh boy. Well, either way, tune in next time as we investigate who is taking another one of the vans. Why is it happening again? Why is it happening again? It happened yesterday. Well, now that you're recalling them, they can't be taken again. That's
Yeah,
for
sure.
Hopefully,
I think they were going to
not
keep
without them
stealing.
coming to your base and after the fabricators. You're not letting that happen again. Let's be real.
No. I'm knocking up security to DEFCON whatever.
Indeed.
Shoot anyone who does not have an appointment.
This needs 5,000 more sites of certification. Let's be real. Nonetheless, thank you for watching episode 4 as chapter 2 begins. Will they find out who has been doing this? And will they find out who is taking all of this technology to sell? Find out next time.